Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Friday morning. It's the 26th day of January, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window of the home weather office, it's kind of cloudy. That's the way the day is going to go. And actually, that's the way today and tomorrow will go. We'll continue to see a lot of clouds. Areas north of, let's say, Butte County, we'll see occasional light rain. We'll see some light rain in Lake County from time to time, but nothing significant and certainly nothing to get in the way of weekend plans. But of course, we're also looking ahead to next week, the warmer weather we're expecting at the beginning of the week, and of course, the chance of rain that'll be coming toward the middle and end of the week. So on this Friday morning, the satellite does show all the cloud cover streaming our way. The best part of this is this area back in here. That's where you have the best dynamics going on, and this is where you have the rain. But most of this is going to be heading into the northwest, and we're just on the southern edge of that. And while embedded in this, there may be a sprinkle or two that'll be going through the northern part of the state. And as I mentioned, areas north of Butte County. Even though this looks really good on satellite, it isn't going to really do much for California. So let's look at a couple of things here. I want to show you precipitable water from a couple of different perspectives. You know, we do have this rain that we're expecting next week, and there has been some differences in the models. And as I mentioned in the chat yesterday, there's also been a lot of chatter about an atmospheric river impacting California next week and beyond. So let's see. Well, I'm going to show you the two different models, the GFS and the Euro. Now, this is all the moisture that we have that's going by right now. And as you can see, the best of the moisture as we head into Monday continues to Sunday. And Monday goes to our north, leaving us with just a few clouds and actually some pretty warm weather. All right, that eventually weakens and then slides through the area. So this is the GFS. So the GFS has been relatively consistent in weakening that area of moisture, that atmospheric river as it comes through our area. It doesn't mean we won't see any rain. It just means that this pattern weakens it so much that we don't get significant rain. We get a nice rain, don't get me wrong. We get a nice rain Wednesday night and Thursday, but it's nothing that wouldn't be manageable. So that's the way the GFS shows that. The European model, now I'll also caution you that I'm showing you the last night's version of the European model because the 12Z run isn't in at this point. But it looks similar. As we get into Wednesday, it has a weakening line coming our way. The difference is that the European model squeezes out more moisture from that. So last night's run, the European model from this gave Sacramento from Wednesday night through the day on Thursday about 1.5 inches of rain, whereas the GFS this morning is quite a bit less. So let me show you the way the GFS shows that this morning. The GFS, like I said, is a little bit drier this morning, but we can still get into it. This is Wednesday at 4 p.m. This is a little bit slower than I was thinking last night, only by a few hours. And that's one of the things we'll fine tune over the next couple of days. Will be the exact timing. Is it going to rain at 4 p.m. on Wednesday, or is it going to rain at 10 p.m. on Wednesday? You know, that's the sort of thing we'll sort out in the coming days. So this is overnight. This is first thing on Thursday morning. So if you had to make the call right now, you'd say Thursday morning commute will be pretty wet, and I think that's probably going to be a good bet. And then once we get into the afternoon and evening, the rain lightens up. And then as we head into the day Friday, we'll see showery weather, cooler weather, light snow in the Sierra, and that sort of thing. But the main front itself with the best moisture goes through and delivers about 1/2 inch of rain according to this model. Now, I'm going to show you the way the Euro showed this last night. Now, I know that they don't give us a good sector on this. But last night, the Euro dropped 1.5 inches of rain, as you can see right here. And on the west slope, also about, well, a little more than 1.5 inches of rain. And I'll just go ahead a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So this is all the way through the day on Friday. So 1.5 inches of rain. Let's go back to the GFS. And again, I'm comparing 0Z run to 12Z run, so that might not be fully fair. But if we go back to last night's run and show you the rain going through. So this is last night's run, was a little bit wetter in this time frame right here, which is Thursday night. And with that, the total precip accumulation, which I got to do right here, was wetter. So there was up to 1.5 inches of rain, 1.3 inches, if you will, and then really good rain on the west slope, 2 inches of rain. And then if I go back to the 12Z run this morning, you can see it's quite a bit less, down to 0.5 inch of rain in Sacramento, much more up on the north coast. But the thing is that whether we get 0.5 inch of rain, 1 inch of rain, 1.5 inches of rain, Wednesday night, Thursday, into early Friday, it's a very manageable amount. I don't see anything scary out there. What I see is a nice rainy day that we would have on, again, in that time frame of Wednesday night and into, let's say, call it Thursday night. If we get 1.5 inches of rain spread out over 12 to 18 hours, that's very manageable, because when we get into problems is when we see a series of these. When you get 1.5 inches of rain, let's say 1 inch of rain out of one system, and then there's a pause for about 24, 36 hours, and then you get another 1.5 inches, and then there's another one behind that. That's when the streams and creeks and that sort of thing don't have a chance to fully come down. So that's why you get suddenly you get higher highs and higher lows, like a good stock on the stock market, that you want to see higher highs and higher lows. So yeah, that's what happens with streams and creeks when you get a series of storms. But in this case, it's kind of almost like a one-off. And while there may be some showery weather behind it, it really wouldn't do anything for us. So if you've been seeing headlines lately about an atmospheric river is going to do such and such to California, what we're looking at is the possibility of a nice wet day coming up next Thursday, but with minimal implications. At least that's the way it looks right now. But again, I'll caution you that it's Friday. We'll fine-tune the details over the next few days, but that's the way it looks right now, and that's the way it's been kind of consistently looking for about the last 3 days. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. It is Friday. I will be in the studio at 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11. And in the meantime, have yourselves a great weekend. Have a great Friday, and I'll talk with you later.